If you're looking for something different in guitar, well, I've got something for you today from Enya. This is called the Inspire. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, this from Enya is called the Inspire. It is a carbon fiber guitar. Yeah, the entire thing is carbon fiber. It has a tremolo bridge on it, a built-in speaker, a built-in amp and speaker, and this one's even louder than the last one, which was the Nova Go Sonic. I did review that here on the channel, and you can actually watch that popping up on this link right here. And I do recommend you watch that because I'm not going to get too far into the app today because this does come with an app with all the tones and stuff. You can choose 4 different tones that live on the guitar at a time, and I think there's up to 12 different stored tones. Yeah, so that video, I went through the app a lot more and explained a lot of that stuff. But what I didn't do in that video is plug that guitar in and hear what it sounds like actually plugged in, with and without the effects, because you can use this guitar as a built-in effects guitar or just not use the effects at all. So what I wanted to do today is I'll just give you a quick little preview of what it sounds like without being plugged in, and then we're going to plug it in and really see what this thing can do. But real quickly, the app was updated. There's a couple of extra little things in there. One, including for the Bluetooth foot switch, so you can use that to change the settings that are on the buttons here. And they do a good job of keeping the app updated and adding features when they have them available. I was actually really pleasantly surprised with the Nova Go Sonic, and this surprised me even more. You know, you see these guitars and you think, well, is it like a toy? It looks like maybe something out of the Montgomery Ward or Sears catalog back when I was a kid, but it is definitely not a toy. This thing is far from that. Like I said, it's completely made of carbon fiber, and what that's good for is if you, I don't know, you don't have to worry about humidity and stuff like that, because humidity can wreak havoc, especially on guitar necks where you can end up getting fret sprout and all of that. You won't get that with this thing because it's completely carbon fiber. The weather will not affect it. Well, you don't want it to rain on it or anything like that, right? All right, well, let me do a quick rundown on the website and we'll give you some specs on it. So it lists for $589.99, and right now they've got a limited sale that's $100 off at checkout, so that'll make it $489.99, 500 bucks. It's made from acoustic carbon fiber composite, integrated die casting. It's a one-piece body design, and that includes the neck. They have a matte finish on it. It has an asymmetrical neck profile in it, a hybrid of C-shape in the higher frets and V-shape in the lower frets. 24 frets. They're medium frets with a high crown. The nut material is carbon fiber composite with a 0 fret design. And that right there is what we're talking about with the 0 fret. It's right there in front of the nut. And the 0 fret basically makes it so, well, it helps you to avoid fret buzz up and down the neck. It's a way to make them easier to set up and more consistent in playing. At least that's what some people say. Some people say, oh, no, that's what cheap guitar manufacturers use to cheat. But I don't know, 0 fret seems to work really good on here. The nut width on this is 42.5 millimeters. The fret markers, I like these fret markers on here. So it's a cool upper fret marker thing here. So they're little slots. I dig that. And that's something I would love to see on all guitars for the truss rod adjustment right there at the heel. Just makes it really easy. They give you a little tool you put in there and turn it to adjust your truss rod. That's great. Pickup configuration on this obviously is HSS, which is humbucker single. All the pickups use ceramic magnets. It uses the Enya ES1 Pro system for their presets. And this onboard speaker right here, 15 watts. It's vibration isolated speaker with V5.0 wireless connectivities. Move this out of the way. As far as the controls on here, this right here is the button to turn it on and off. So we'll push it. See, it lights up and now it's on. And then this is a volume for the actual overall volume. And then that right there is the volume control for the pickup, like a normal volume control. So this would be more like for the speaker and the effects. Hit the button one more time. Hit it again. So that's how that works. It's very, very simple. Of course, a 5-way selector blade. And yes, you can get feedback from this if that is your desired thing. Turning that down and that down is going to help with that. This also has a coil tap in it, so you can pop that up or down. And we're going to go into that when I do the plugged in stuff. You can hear it a lot better that way. This thing charges at 24 watts, and I did find out that you do need to use the cable and the block, the charging block that came with it, because when I tried to plug it directly into a USB, it was like, nope, not going to work. So it does require, it's for fast charging, so it charges pretty fast. As far as ports on here, this right here is for a reset, and then you've got this right here, USB-C, that's for charging it and for firmware updates, because you can't do that through the app. That right there is where you're going to plug in for your instrument, and then you've got a headphone jack right there. So yeah, if you wanted to practice in your house and you want to give the others some peace, you could throw some headphones on and be good to go. Has this 2-point tremolo, and it's a floater, so you can see that it's lifted there in the back. The tuning machines look standard to me, but they say they're custom 18 cog steel tuning machines. And the strings that they have on here are 9 to 42s. And they also offer this, which is a foot switch you can use with it. Take this off of here, and this hooks up with Bluetooth, and so for the guitar has 4 channels or 4 tones that are saved on it. You can use this to switch those, and I will test this out in here in just a second. Yeah, hadn't used this yet, so that'll be kind of cool. Now, as far as this tremolo system goes, on their website they say it's not as aggressive as a Floyd Rose system. It's perfect for adding a bit of expressive flair to your play. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's pretty darn expressive, and you're going to see that when we show you the plugged in stuff. But this is cool. So the back of this guitar is set up so that you don't have to take any plates off or anything like that. Of course, you're going to do your strings through those holes, but take a look at that right there. This is a really cool system for adjusting your springs on your tremolo. If you've ever had to set one of these things up, you know that sometimes you got to take off the plate, you got to, 2 different screws, and I'm always like, those little wood screws, they don't look like they're super secure. But on this one, it's the same thing as the truss rod adjuster up here with the spoke and wheel type thing, except for back here, all you got to do is turn that, and they give you the little tool to do that. You turn that to move it forward or back to adjust your tremolo. That is very, very nice. Apparently this does OTG recording, and I'm seeing more and more stuff come up with that, so I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know exactly what that is, but it's supposed to, what do they say here? You can capture everything played on the guitar, including presets and backing tracks for seamless recording sessions. So I don't know, sounds like I might need to look into that OTG. And before we demo this, you're gonna hear the speaker here, and I'm just gonna make it room sound type of thing. And one of the things that I noticed is that this speaker, it's just better than the Nova Go Sonic, and maybe they've upgraded the one in the Nova Go Sonic as well, but it does a really good job of producing the sound. You do get some feedback if you're using one that has a lot of distortion and overdrive on it, but it keeps up really, really well and doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't break up. All right, well, let's do this. I'm gonna change the camera angle so we can test this thing out. Just room sound with that speaker. And then I filmed last week on Friday, I filmed some footage of playing here in the studio, plugged into the Tone Master Pro, so you can hear how it is as a plugged in guitar, both with and without the onboard effects. So let's go check that out. All right, I thought I'd sit down for this. I've got a mic sitting on my desk that's, I guess not even 2 feet away. So I wanted to get room audio. I'll also be using this mic right here. So this is not direct or anything like that. And I've got my foot switch right here. So it's just the same thing as pushing this button here. Just makes it more convenient because you can use your feet. So say you were doing something clean. And then you were like, let's go to the lead. I think you get the point. Not the best lead there ever, but hey, I'm just improvising. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. You can switch between all of your different effects. Then another setting here. Yeah, so I think you get the point. It's pretty loud. Again, that's just a microphone that's just like this one right here, less than 2 feet away, or maybe around 2 feet away, and this microphone right here combined. And again, you can tweak each one of those settings. You can have up to 12 of them, I think, saved in the app, and then 4 of them can be loaded to your guitar at a time. You do that through the app, and once they're on there, that's what's on there until you change it again in the app. I've got it plugged in right now, and oddly enough, my guitar cable actually matches the guitar. I like to use wireless systems a lot, but I wanted to make sure that you could see that it is indeed plugged in. I've got it plugged directly into the Fender Tone Master Pro. That's what I use most of the time these days, especially when I'm writing or anything like that. So right now the guitar is turned off. And if you have the guitar turned off, as soon as you plug it in, it just activates like a regular guitar. So you don't have to have all the effects and stuff. So here it is without the effects. And it sounds just like a regular guitar, right? Again, there's a humbucker, single, single. So let's just go through these real quickly here. So there's humbucker. That'd be humbucker and that pickup. Those two pickups. And just that pickup. Now this also has coil tap on it, so let's go down here. Pull that up. So yeah, there's some tone shaping that you can do just by switching to different pickups, and of course the coil tap right there. So that's pretty cool. So when you do that, let me read this to you. So it says pull to turn the two coils of bridge pickup from series to parallel. Well, let's show you some clean tone then, okay? All right, so again, that is all through the Tone Master Pro from Fender, but let's do this. Since I've got a clean signal on here, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can do this here. All right, I cleaned up the clean signal and we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. All right, so once this is on, then this is your pickup volume and this is the volume overall for the guitar itself, so. All right, so since we've got some distortion going and all that, this is all from the onboard effects from this. I turned off everything on my clean signal on the Fender Tone Master, the Phone Master. Anyways, so yeah. I mean, it stays in tune pretty well. It just depends. These strings are still pretty new. I mean, I haven't played this guitar probably more than 4 or 5 hours, but yeah, I mean, I think it does a pretty darn good job. Listen, I tell you what, it far exceeded my expectations as how the tremolo was going to work on this guitar, so I'm pretty happy about it. There you go. That is the Inspire from Enya Music carbon fiber, built-in effects, built-in speaker and amp, plus it sounds great plugged in. Tell you what, if you are looking to get one of these, now appears to be the time to do it because they've got a sale, 100 bucks off. So all you gotta do is add that into your cart and away you go on that. Now it's not gonna be for everybody, you know? It's not gonna be the first guitar that I pick up, but it is definitely a guitar that's gonna have its place in my quiver, as it were. And you never know. Hey, look, like I said, I live at the beach, so taking this thing out to the beach, taking it to the pool, hanging out on the couch while the wife is watching TV, I can play somewhat silently. Of course, you know, you still hear the guitar itself, but I like that quite a bit. The effects actually sound a little bit better from when I was using them on the Nova Go Sonic, but maybe that's possibly because the guitar itself has better processing and a better speaker in it. I don't know. But it's mighty cool. And if you're looking to get a guitar, like maybe your kid is playing acoustic and wants to try an electric guitar, and you're like, I don't want to have to buy all the amplifier and all that kind of stuff, this might be a good option for them. Either way, that is the Enya Inspire. And I just want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. Click both of those and you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. There's also a thanks button down there if you feel so inclined, want to toss a couple bucks my way. It is not inexpensive to run these channels, so every penny counts. I just appreciate you being here and watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down there, okay? Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.